Hello.
Hello.
How's it going, everyone? You having a good Friday?
A good spiritual Saturday.
Okay, I almost read one of the users in the chat. I don't know why I did that. I should not have done that. I didn't do it, so it's fine. Hi.
Like, were you looking at the list? The list of everyone?
Yeah, like I don't recognize that name. It's fine. I didn't read it out loud. It's fine. Your secret is fine. Is safe with me, even if you're a bot. Hello, Mr. Taco and Harmless. How's it going? So we're gonna do more of this thing, this umineko thing.
Yeah, this umineko thing. I heard it's all right. You know, I'm trying to get into it.
We gave it a shot last time, and it seemed fun enough. So
Yeah.
we figured, why not? Why not another go? My PNG, I think, is frozen.
Oh no.
Why is it frozen? Well, I know why it's frozen. It just crashed. Oh yeah, it crashed.
Uh-oh.
Hang on.
Oh, you're blinking.
Hang on.
You fell asleep.
Hang on, I need to move to another screen because sometimes when I close a program that's in one of the sources, it decides, oh, okay, I'm just gonna switch it to some random thing that you have on your computer. I was like, why did you do that? Now it's fine. It just opened it up correctly.
Turns on your webcam, takes a picture of your license, takes a...
Yeah, basically. Like, it opens a folder called important documents and it just shows it on screen. Well, the webcam thing doesn't matter. I'm immune to the webcam thing because I'm prepared for that. I have the strip of tape on the webcam.
Oh, outsmarted.
Software cannot get to me. I'm on the hardware level here. Well, let's see. So we're gonna do more of this funny stuff. Just by the fact that we still have our dear guest Bug here, you can surmise that we got more interactivity. We're not over.
I still don't really know what I'm in for.
Let's see. July 18, 236, 244. Yeah, this is the same thing. I just closed stream and saved it again. So here we go. Also, you can you guys hear the game? Because I did some stuff and I think we got it. Well, I got it figured out.
You hear the game and me at the same time.
Is everything to yes?
Oh.
We can hear. Very good. Very good. I wonder how bad the frames are gonna be tonight. We are currently at 0.2 lost.
That's pretty good.
It's good, but it's not 0, so...
Yeah.
It could be 0. Okay, so get ready. Before all of that, we have another, like, half hour of reading. Or so Cammy said. Okay, here I go. 3, 2... Whoop. Oh! No. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop doing. I'm removing the browser. I don't want to see the browser anymore.
Browser.
The browser is scaring me. Get out of here, browser. Photos, why are you even open? Who opened you? Get out of here.
What the? Photos. Picture of license. Full legal name.
It does that whenever I plug in the iPad. It's like, okay, let me open the Photos app. I'm like, no.
Oh, right.
I don't want you to do that. Okay. Am I in the right place? So I can see the chat. I can see the chats. Okay. All set. Here we go. After putting Anji to sleep in the parlor, Genji and the others returns. Thanks. Is she sleeping well? Yes. She's sleeping peacefully. The noise from here won't reach the apartment, right? That's right. The door is closed, so I don't think it will reach. Anjay, sweet dreams. Well then, that's enough solemn farewells. Let us begin the magnificent festivities we had planned for the after party. When Battle clapped her hands loudly above her head, a white flash filled the hall, and its entire appearance changed in an instant. The hall kept transforming into a golden party chamber, with gold butterflies flitting about, and gold leaf dancing everywhere. Yes, the true party shall now begin. You said it. Okay, the anti-magic toxin is totally gone. Everyone, come on in. The party after the show is about to start. Bring it in, guys. With bursts of applause and cheering, a tornado of gold butterflies rose up in the center of the room. By the time it passed, the number of faces had grown significantly.
This is just the plot of Toy Story. When the anti-magic toxin is gone, all the toys come up to play.
Does that mean Sid Phillips doesn't have the anti-magic toxin? I guess so. He believes.
I guess he believes, you know.
Let the witch of the future find happiness. Happiness is marionette display, as you might have guessed.
Okay, here, I'll put it on.
And let us of the past be rewarded for our efforts. Yes. Indeed. Let us enjoy ourselves as well. Come on. Haven't we been enjoying ourselves the whole time? In this world, the one who enjoys the most is the true winner. Come, let's save the Seven Sisters over here too. Let's have it. The Seven Sisters of Purgatory, right here. The game is drowning bug. No! Hang on, I can.
I mean, I'm just making slick comments at the moment anyway. And yeah, unfortunately with this setup, how it is right now, I cannot hear the game audio, so everyone in chat has to sing it. Okay.
Is that better? I can't believe the game's finally over. Oh! What do you think you're doing, crying at an after party? You little crybaby. No. 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 See, when we get to the part where we have to do interactions, I'll see what I do. Lord, that... Thank you for the invitation. I want to see 6-year-old Anji-sama sleeping place and have it all to myself. I want to see the food and have it all to myself. Then I want a hot guy to have all to myself. Why are you clinging to Ratner when you say that? Stop, please. Glad to see you, Seven Sisters of Purgatory. Enjoy yourselves. Yes, things do get much noisier the moment they enter. Well, what's so terrible about that? In fact, it still isn't nearly noisy enough. Another gold cyclone rose up. In its wake, 3 people with bunny ears came into view. Many of you. Shoot your sisters, Imperial Guards, right here. It's such an honor to be summoned together such as this. I haven't had nearly enough fun for it to end. There, I agree with you. But fear not, for our game shall continue much longer than this. For eternity inside the catacombs. Glad to have you here, sisters. Lord Path, allow me to express our deep gratitude for your invitation. In the future, we will endeavor to show even more. Come on, don't be so stiff and formal. Tonight, we're all equal. That's right, man. Badly against it. Stop it, 410. You're getting carried away. We'll get in trouble. Hey there, Lisa. Long time no see. Wow, how long's it been since we have so many of us here? Not since Nazi's trial, right? And you could hardly call that a party. If you're talking about a party, you'd better not try and leave us out of this. Damn, just how many of them are there? They keep coming like this. There'll be more of them than us humans. I'm pretty sure there's more of them. You can come out now, Sapphire. What are you? Lord Batman, it was an honor to receive your invitation. Let it be known that it is an honor. Hey, glad you came. It's been a long time. How you been? Very well, thank you. Fighting with you all is always extremely fun. I have had enough of stamping documents. Commander Glanmore, now that your to-do box is piling up as we speak, please make haste with the approval of our vacation papers. They are exceedingly important. Sounds like living in the Great Court is as boring as ever. Lord Fatman, I fear I must bring you some sad news. What is this? Banner held out an envelope. It was one of the invitation cards that Father had handed out for this night's party. The name on the card was Urugo Erika.
Let's go! She's dead forever!
We did all we could. The invitation was filled with stamps bearing the unreadable words of various foreign countries. Even without reading them, it was easy to guess that it had been returned to send destination. I see. Thanks for trying so hard. The depths of oblivion are like an empty, endless desert, or perhaps the bottom of the sea. No one besides Lady Brain can tell herself to find her location. I did send invitations to those witches too. We'll have to hope you have the kindness to bring her along. Lady Brain Castell is just like a cat. She'll show up whenever she feels like it. But when she isn't in the mood, she'll never come no matter how often you call her. Yeah, that kid's totally like a cat. She'll come to get her food, but she won't let her pet her. On the Delta. Oh, that was on the Delta. Believe it or not, I'm a busy person, okay? Still, I'm Baptist Guardian. Wasn't I your guardian, too? Well, anyway, I came because it's my responsibility. I happened to be in the neighborhood, so I stopped by. Hey, you, go there. I brought some presents. Can you just put these wherever for me? For someone who was dropped by because he was in the neighborhood, she brought an awful lot of presents, which included colorfully wrapped bottles and food boxes. It's gotta be candy. Like, he's so sincere. You really think she'd come? She's not the kind of kid who just drop by and say hi at a game she lost. Probably. After all, she is very proud. I seem to remember her putting us through hell. But she's still one of the players in this game. I thought it'd be good to have her over to celebrate the final night of the final game. Yeah, nice. Without that kid, this game might not have reached its conclusion. Enemies and allies are all the bare minimum. True. Without a foe, there can be no game. At least I can enjoy the feat as just another part of the game. That kid. It's too bad, but she's been through a lot. Also, I won, so please don't blame her too harshly. Actually, I was planning to thank her. A lot of crazy stuff happened, but thanks to her, we were able to make it to where we are today. I don't know when I'll see her next, but if I'm lucky, I'll get my chance at a I'll let her know what to say. Ah, that's right. They don't have invitations, but I've got 2 guests. I'm pretty sure I sent invitations to all the usual suspects. Come on over, you two. I'll introduce you. When Yup. When Lambda snapped her fingers, the empty air exploded in 2 forms of air. If it isn't Willard! Hey! I see you're as short as ever. Now, here are some unfamiliar names. Who are they? Shouldn't we be introducing ourselves first? I'm fairly certain that Father Kenny members in this world don't know about us. You have the mark of the Wanling Deal on your clothes. Are you one Yoshinomiya? My name is Yoshinomiya Leon. In my world, we're cousins. I'll introduce Leon. This is successor to the Yoshinomiya family Tetsu. Born only in the world of extremely low probability. In that world, this guy's been known to She's Leon's little sister. Now there's a surprise. So there's a world like that. Wait, you couldn't be... Pleased to meet you, Japanese. I know quite a lot about you. Seeing you smiling happily is the greatest joy I can imagine. I'm as glad as anyone else that you made it to this point. I see. So, I'm glad you're here. You have to realize who and what Leon was. The 2 of them stare at each other's faces as they're looking at their own faces. Well, it's... I'm just a passive stranger who got caught up in a game. He is an inquisitor of heresy from the Great Courts, like myself. A truly skilled one, though he is now retired. Willard Killer, hello, Kinster.
Kinster?
I see. You're Donner's friend. You can't be anyone bad. Please, make yourself at home. The music is fucking turned up. God damn it. There's some new techno. Needs it's does it only work on my end? Is it just doing whatever it wants in the actual the actual thing? Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. Now Bug is a little quiet. Yeah, okay. It only works on my end. That's awesome.
No.
I don't know why it's like that.
Can I can try to figure out a way to boost the fuck out of my mic volume real quick. You keep going. I'll work on this.
Let me see. Yeah, I had something working before the stream, and then it just stopped working, and then I had to resort to this. Can you type out everything you say? Okay. Let me see. Now it's still not reading it. Okay, let me try one more thing, and then I guess I'm done for now. No. No, I don't know why I did that. Let me see. Let me try something. Okay, so right now they can hear you, right? What if I do this?
Hello. I can hear you.
Right now, for me, the game is completely muted. And yet, I can still see the bar moving in desktop audio, so I know it's not doing whatever I'm hearing.
What's up with Apple computers?
That's how I know the thing is just doing whatever it wants. The game volume is good, but it's very far away. Yeah, it's because the sound mixer is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. That was the original problem, that we couldn't mix the audio because the game has no volume setting.
Yeah.
And then I thought I fixed it, and then it turns out I only fixed it on my end. Because for whatever freaking reason it decided it works like that.
I think that's just because the echo is just because of speaker movement.
Yeah, it's a speaker thing right now. Hang on. There should be no echo anymore. But the sound is still fucked. It's still it's not properly mixed. Hang on. Why is it doing that?
No, because on Mac it doesn't have the capture program audio.
It only works on desktop audio. You have to get everything on your computer at the same in the same channel.
You like might be able to do virtual audio cables, but that shit's a bonus.
The damned Apple, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Wow, that was horrible. Wait, I think that's it. I think the lines are moving correctly now. I think
Is it?
I think the game should be quiet now.
Is it quiet?
I think the evil thing actually made it work.
Did it like? Did it make an explosion? Did it go boom?
It exploded and then I moved it again and then it stopped doing that.
Oh, okay.
It did like a feedback loop thing where it goes. Trrr.
Oh no.
So sorry about that, but is the audio correct now? I mean, Bug is quiet in a relative sense compared to me, but the music should be less loud now. At least in the bars, it looks more quiet than it was before. I think
I'm still gonna look into it.
I think I just killed everyone in chat because nobody's answering.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, music is at a good spot. There we go. There we go. There we go. Music is at a good spot. No mentions about Bug though.
Yeah, yeah. I'm in hell. I'm in hell, but that's fine.
Okay, well, sorry about killing you. By you, I mean everyone, I guess.
I was spared.
Bug good? Yeah, we know Bug is good, but what about what about your audio? Okay, thank you.
Hey, you don't know I'm good. Maybe I'm suffering right now. Who knows?
Oh, like I meant it like in a moral alignment sense. You don't.
Hey,
maybe
you
I'm
don't
bad.
know.
Maybe I'm bad. Yeah. How bad can you be?
True. I'm like Gru.
Remember that song?
Yeah, from Gru.
Oh, that was it from Gru?
Or no, that's the freaking Onceler, right?
Yeah, that's the
The
Onceler.
Lorax. I never watched that shit. I just saw the Fallout.
Yeah, I did see that movie.
You saw Fallout?
No. I saw the Onceler's movie.
I knew.
The Lorax, I think. Okay, here we go. Just where did these two come from? Fern brought them and made them pieces. When she was done with them and about to crush them, I picked them up. Ow Ow said leaving them there would leave a bad aftertaste. Oh, she calls her Ow Ow too. She's making the reference even more obvious than Burn is. Is that okay? If, by chance, Lady Burn Castell does drop here. On this keyboard, they're my pieces, okay? And I can't wait to see the look on that kid's face when she bumps into them in a place like this. I don't really get it, but you obviously brought them here for some shady reason. That's all for my gifts. I'll just hang around for the rest. I'm leaving the rest to you, the host. Come, Lord Battler. If you don't announce it, we can't start. The start of tonight's party at the end of this long, long game. Ladies and gentlemen, your silence, please. Our territory lord, Lord Battler, has a message he wishes to convey to you all. Enough of that. It's embarrassing. Come on, it's a wife's responsibility. I'm not letting anyone else take it. Battle Sultan handed Battler a glass of champagne. Come to think of it, everyone had a glass in their hands now. Maria, you're a kid, so drink some sparkling cider instead. Oh, I want champagne too. Hey, Maria-chan, why don't we drink some sparkling cider together? Battler, our drinks are getting warm. Agreed. Begin, Battler. No objections, I see. This way, please, Lord Battler. Renaud motioned towards the center of the room. When Battler stepped forward, everyone silently awaited his words. Glad you all could make it. This marks the end of my long game with Battle. It wasn't that long. I've invited everyone who's been part of this game as a piece. A player, or a game master. I hope you enjoyed this unending night to the fullest. Sadly, none of the future characters are here because Battler doesn't know they exist. Cheers! Cheers! Everyone raised their glasses to the heavens as they cheered, and afterwards, the soft sound of glasses clinking together rang out across the room. Oh, now the music box song is playing. The baby song.
Umineko baby song. I don't think it's this one.
Only I was apart from all that fun noise. Maybe that was what did it. Before I realized it, my cheeks were wet with tears. I was lying on the sofa, covered by a blanket. I can just barely remember getting sleepy and falling asleep in a chair. Someone probably carried me here. I can't actually hear them, but I get the feeling that everyone's still in the hall, having a good time. I want to go there too. No, I will go. Over there. It's what I've wanted all along, but I never took the first step. I'll go to where everyone is. My head still feels hazy, so there aren't any complicated thoughts in my mind. But that's okay. It's okay if my head's empty. I'll be together with everyone. I'll go to where they are. That's all that matters. I got up from the sofa and put on my shoes. Let's go. To where everyone is. The parlor door was shut. I tried to open it, but maybe because of my clumsiness, I couldn't get it open. It was a bit creepy, as though the bad dream I just had was still going on. It won't open. Why? It isn't even locked. My mood grew darker and darker. The knob that locks or unlocks the door is on this side. If I twist it, I should be able to lock or unlock it. I turned it. Click. The door won't open. Did I accidentally lock it just now? I turned it. Click. The door won't open. It didn't open the last time, so it should have opened this time. I don't have a clue how I'm supposed to turn it to unlock the door. I kept on alternating between turning the lock and roughly twisting the doorknob. I began to get irritated, wondering why they'd locked me away in such an inconvenient door. Eventually, I ran out of patience and pounded hard on the door. But that noise didn't bring anyone to me. Why am I locked up in a place like this, all alone? Everyone else is having a fun party right there in the hall. Let me out of here. At that moment, a cold wind blew past me. The wind rippled through my hair. Winds? Inside? I turned around to find the window curtain waving about. There was a sound like scraping or crying. At some point, the double window had opened outwards towards the darkness. The icy wind that came through it told me that this window was the only exit from this room. Huh? I suddenly realized that the darkness beyond the open window was glaring at me, and my heart leapt. Jingle. A cute sound rang out. I finally understood. That sound was a cat spell. The glaring emerald eyes in the darkness were those of a cat standing in the open window. Its pitch black, luxuriant fur left only the eyes visible, blending in with the darkness easily. Did the Ushinomiya family own a cat? It has a bell on it, so it can't be a stray. It's a cat someone owns. At any rate, the cat was standing by the window, staring straight at me. Who are you? Of course, the cat didn't answer my question. I didn't think it was a cute cat, but I thought it might be trying to tell me something. So I approached it slowly. As I did, the cat did an about face, turning its back to me. No! Then it turned its head to look at me, almost as though it was telling me to follow it. And it fled down into the darkness, leaving the jingle of its bell behind. When I peeked out the window, I saw the cat waiting for me under the pounding rain. I finally realized this window was the only exit out of this closed room parlor. The cat must have come to tell me that. The longer I keep standing around here, the longer the cat will have to wait in the rain. That's no good. It'll catch a cold. I climbed up onto the windowsill and went out the window. The wind was strong and the rain was cold, but I didn't get as wet as I thought I would. I might have been in the mansion's shadow. When the cat saw that I was outside, I walked along the wall of the mansion as if guiding me. It quickly disappeared into the blackness, but every now and then it would turn around and set the bell jingling to let me know it was there. Eventually, a window with light seeping out came into view. It was the window to the hall. When I peeked inside, I saw everyone having a good time. I couldn't hear their voices, but they were all right there. Open up! Open up! I pounded on the window, but no one heard. Maybe the window was really thick. Or maybe it was just noisy inside. Or it might have been so dark outside that I blended in with the darkness. In any event, no matter how much I hit the window, it didn't look as though anyone noticed. By this point, my loneliness was giving way to anger. Why don't you notice me? Why did you lock me up in that room all alone? I've had enough. I'll get inside somehow and yell at everyone. When the cat realized that I had given up knocking on the window, it led me onwards with another jingle. But just where is this cat going? I know it's following the wall of the mansion. But that's not the way to the front door. The front door might be locked. I'm sure the cat knows a way into the mansion and is leading me there. Away from the light seeping from the hall, and towards the blackness lit only dimly by the lights in the garden. The cat and I continued to walk. Then I found it. An open window. The cat stood below it and looked between me and the window, as though telling me to go inside. Thanks, kitty. I'd like to give you some milk to thank you. Won't you come with me? When I walked closer to pick the cat up, it slipped away from my hands and flew into the bushes in a nearby flower bed. Then, as though it really hadn't melted away into the darkness inside the bush, all traces of it vanished. No matter how much I strained my ears, I couldn't hear the sound of that bell. Suddenly, the wind changed directions, and the rain started to hit me fiercely. I can't stay in a place like this forever. I'll go inside. What room is this, I wonder? I climbed up onto the windowsill and entered the room. Then, the window silently shut and locked itself. Good. That saves me the trouble of doing it myself. Yeah. The room was completely dark. However, as my eyes got used to the darkness, I was able to make out a few things. It was a large room. There was a long table and many chairs. It was the dining hall. Perhaps because I realized this and relaxed, it quickly became hard for me to make out details. I searched blindly along the wall for the light switch. Then, finally, I felt the familiar shape. Wouldn't it be annoying if I pushed this and the light didn't come on? Click. In fact, it was nearly the opposite. And an annoyingly bright light filled the dining hall and made my eyes hurt. I slowly opened my tightly shut eyes. And then, I saw the state the room was in. The dining hall was covered with blood.
No!
Here and there were humans lying on the floor. Then, I realized that 2 of the people were my own parents. But how?
What happened?
Hey, are you having a great time, people? If anyone's not having a good time, we're gonna eat you. Yell and sing the praises of tonight's banquet. Birth of a New Witch is playing.
Okay.
The hall was alive with a mingling of humans and the magical illusions. Instrumental version. Who lived on this island. At first, everyone stood...
I'm sorry, I was singing it to myself.
Oh yeah, the... It's the wrestling entrance music, I forgot.
Yeah, it's the wrestling entrance.
At first, everyone stayed with their own groups, too nervous to mingle. However, as time passed, people started to move around, and both halves began to chat happily together. But they just never listen, do they? Leadership's important. You need to lead by example if you want anyone to follow you. Maybe some subordinates are like that, but I've never had any success with ordinary methods. Anyway, you're done for if your subordinates don't take you seriously. It's important to scold people loudly, even for small mistakes, every once in a while in front of everyone else. You're so awesome, Rose. You can't do that. It'll just make everyone scared. A leader has to be an example for everyone to follow. If you really want to be a leader... Everyone listen intently to the Vegeta Lion's theory of leadership.
Vegeta Lion? Hmm.
This was after several rounds of drinks had gone by, and everyone's unnaturally focused on the conversation. Kirie! Why do you get stronger the more jealous you are? Don't make it sound so bad. If I want something, I won't let it slip away. I always put that theory into practice. There's nothing more to it. Thanks for waiting, everyone. Even more food is on the way. Ugh. Fighting on the family party like this. Yet, while I hate to admit it, every movement of his is flawless. Just what sort of hotel did he train at? Too bad. Renob-sama just happens to be totally perfect. But I still love Goda more. This one's been cooked just right.
The only one who would say that.
The seven sisters had blended into the party perfectly, and they were making things interesting. And yet, many great mysteries are called masterpieces despite being shot down by Van Dyne's 20 rules. It's not like I'm trying to shut down anything. Mystery novels exist for the sake of your own amusement. If you have fun, that's all that matters. Know that even the Great Wizard Hunting Ride has gone quite soft. Whether it's literature or forms of amusement, generally accepted rules change with the times. It must be the same with mystery novels, yes? Everyone chimed in on Will's theory of mystery novels. There was no shortage of things to talk about. Yes, that is a fitting attitude for a beginner. However, at that rate, you'll never become a key player in your organization. But know that the regulations are always to be enforced. That's something for newbies to do. Don't forget that regulations and rules are pretty much guidelines for the new guys who don't know any better. You said it. You can't really call yourself an adult until you learn how to move outside the rules. You're still a kid if you let rules hold you back. I can't stand letting other people do the work. I'm Mammon of Greed. I'll do all the jobs myself. That's some spirit you got there. How much are they paying you for being the sister of Purgatory? Come get a job at my husband's business instead. I'll recommend you personally. The humans and the illusions were now very much on casual terms. I see. So this is how it's done in the world of witches. Yeah, you got it. Where we come from, you pour the tea onto the saucer, press your palms on the table, and slurp it up like a dog, eh? What the hell are you teaching her? Who does that? And Natsuki, what do you think you're doing getting tricked like that? And at your age? Get away from her, Satan. How can you be so rude to Natsuki-san? Huh? Why are you crying, Satan? Was I too hard on you? Sister 410-san, please stop giving my pure and trusting mother such crazy ideas.
Yeah, that's Satan.
Yeah, that's Satan. I think I can see her over here. She's one of the seven sisters, Satan. Right here. Check it out. No, that's Beelzebub. That's Belphegor. That's Asmodeus. Leviathan. There she is. That's Satan. Constantly angry class president among the sisters. The Nazi lapping tea from a bowl like a dog. Yep. I bet it exists. I'm not gonna look for it. I'm gonna ask people to link me it if you find it, but I'm not gonna look for it.
I wanna believe that someone made that and they didn't even read episode 8.
Yeah, and she's not taking the tea by herself. Somebody's coercing her into doing it. Eva just seems to be holding her ponytail. Anyway, don't worry, it won't leave a mark. Forrest then started yelling about animal abuse, jumping around in circles and holding her butts. I wonder if there's a prince out there for me. I want to have some hot, passionate love. If I fell in love, could I become a beautiful princess too? Of course. Love is a miracle. Power. A mineral. It grants you invincible strength. Is that the person who once claimed that love equals lust, I hear? Indeed. It would seem she's getting her fill every night. Shut up, you perverts! The circle surrounding that was always a lively one. Yeah, I know how you feel.
Get on!
It's only when you're given orders that we find meaning in our lives. I get nervous when I don't have any orders. Someone, order me to do something or I'll die! You can't have that attitude. You gotta find your own meaning for your life. Cut your own path. That's right. Your result has to be certain and absolute, okay? Back when I was human, I lived like a daredevil all the time. A bit shakily, Lambda Delta started talking about her theory of life. Apparently, she's also had her fair share of champagne. What a bizarre scene. Yeah, I guess so. Lanor-sama, would you like some more to drink? Something non-alcoholic. After all, I am a kid.
Yeah.
Ah,
They're playing the hits.
yeah. This is like what people want the Sonic franchise to be doing. Just put every character in a room and see them interact with each other.
And everyone says their famous line, and then everyone cheers.
Basically. Ah, Shannon-chan will do. Do you have a second? Mallory came back into the hall. He was searching for a servant, and the first one his eyes met was Shannon. Of course, Badler-sama. Do you need something? Sorry, but would you mind lending me the key to the parlor? The parlor?
Whoa.
I can get you in with the master key. But why? Well, I was just wondering if Anji was asleep, so I went over there. The door was locked. Locked? After we carried Anji-sama to the sofa. We shut the door, but we didn't lock it. Everyone's small bumps tonight.
Everybody small bombs tonight.
Don't tell me that Anjay... She must have felt that she was being left out of the fun and locked the door from the inside in a huff. Silly kid. Shall we unlock it then? Yeah, if you don't mind. Sorry about the trouble. Battler and Shannon left the hall together. In the hall, Lambda Delta started suggesting that they all have another quiz tournament together. Apparently, the Witch of Certainty would be handing out prizes. Everyone seemed enthusiastic about the idea. Smiling contentedly at the ensuing uproar, Battler headed towards the parlor. It really is locked. Shall I open it? She was sleeping, so I didn't knock on the door. But if she locked it, that proves she woke up. Let's try knocking once. Battler knocked on the door and called Anjay's name. However, there was no response from the other side. He pressed his ear against the door, listening carefully, but there was no hint of Anjay unhappily throwing a cushion at it. She might have fallen asleep again after having her little tantrum. Could you open it for me? As you wish. Shannon took out her master key and unlocked the door. Then she stepped back to let Battler go through. Anjay, I'm coming in. Speaking a quiet voice to avoid waking Anjay as she was asleep, Battler opened the door. Then, just as the door opens, a chilly breeze drifted by. The breeze, which felt like outside air, immediately caught the attention of the pair, and they looked at each other. It could be seen at a glance that Anjay wasn't in the parlor. The curtains on the wide open window fluttered about. Anjay? Anjay? A blanket lay crumpled up on the sofa. It sat there just as Anjay had left it after waking up. The blanket was slightly warm. Clearly, she had been here until a short while ago. Anjay-sama? Are you there? She obviously wasn't playing hide and seek, and Anjay was nowhere to be seen in the parlor. Battler peered out the open window into the rainy blackness. So, she slipped out the window in this rain and went... where? Do you think Anjay-sama might have gone out the window? That'd make her one hell of a sleepwalker. She couldn't have left for the main entrance, so she probably doesn't have any umbrella. It was very hard to imagine a reason Anjay might have for going outside in this weather. I have a bad feeling about this. This shouldn't be happening. I'm the game master of this game board. So why are we in a situation that the game master can't understand? A large bolt of lightning lit up the surrounding area for an instant, but I wasn't able to see any trace of Anjay. Okay. Now it's my turn to think of a question. Okay, so you have a third of a cake, a quarter of a cake, and a fifth of a cake, all on a plate. It takes 30 minutes to eat one whole cake. So how much is left on the plate when you're finished eating?
Did I solve it? Okay, wait, hang on. When you're finished eating, there's nothing left.
What? At that moment, there was a roar of thunder and the lights flickered. We'll never find out the answer. The cheery voices
Fuck.
vanished in an instant, like candles being blown out.
None.
None. That's the riddle you were tricked with once, isn't it? Amidst the silence, one voice rang out and answered Lambda's riddle. The crowd parted. In the form of a girl, a 1,000-year-old witch came into view. She had been invited. She was an official guest, holding an invitation to this party. Sorry I'm late. I was busy planning some festivities to liven up the party. As Rinkestel spoke, she looked around at everyone. Oh, and I thought you two were rotting away in the fractal sea. They're my pieces now. Pretty cool, right? She stared at Leon and Will with an unnerving smile on her face, but she seemed to lose interest. Where's Battler? Battle? I'm a guest, aren't I? Isn't there anyone to welcome me in? I'm here. We did invite you, but I didn't expect you to actually come. I see. This must truly be a miracle. Now, that's an interesting way to put it. Why'd everyone get so quiet? This is a party, right? Go ahead and be noisy just for the hell of it. Or is your welcoming with silence part of some kind of joke? Now it's your turn. My turn for what? You asked where Badler was, so I told you I was here. Now it's your turn. What are you talking about? Did something happen? Anjay's gone. Even I, the game master, don't know where she went. That's insane! Isn't this your game? That doesn't make sense. If Anjay disappearing is just a scenario created by Badler, that means there must be another game master. Is that even possible? Oh yes. I was surprised myself. Just when I opened the game board to start a delightful game of my own, I found that Badler had started up this bizarre game at the same time. I never thought I'd be in a game with two game masters. In other words, you're admitting that you hid Anji away somewhere. It would seem so. After all, no one could introduce a scenario you didn't build, except another game master. So is this one of those festivities to living up the party that you mentioned? You all looked like you were having a blast with that quiz tournament. So, I decided I wanted to join it. And you chose to hold Anjay hostage for that purpose? You got it. Badler. Battle. I want to challenge you to a game. You cannot refuse. Not if you treasure Anjay as a little sister, that is. What do you want? Lambda and I made a bet about the game between you and Beato. I must acknowledge that I've lost. At least, that I've lost to Lambda. Baron tries to act all dry, but she's way more persistent than she looks. So, you're saying you lost to me, but not to Badler and Beato? It seemed as though Baron Castell might smile. However, she didn't. Those cold eyes spoke without words. Badler understood. He had played so many games against Beato. Those games had been a wordless message from Beato. So he knew. He understood. She wants to fight us. Is that it? She will be a fearsome opponent. But we can't back out. I know that. We mustn't let Anjay become Lady Brincastell's plaything. Beato understood as well. She understood why Brincastel was asking for one final battle. I never thought I'd see Bern fighting openly like this. Do you find that funny? Why would I? Thanks. Lambda Delta understood as well. Before the tale of Badler and Beato ended, before everything was locked away in the cat box, Brincastel would finally move from the audience to the stage. That witch who had hidden off to the side of the stage, unwilling to come out into the light, would now show that she had the courage to step forward onto the stage itself. As a friend, Lambda Delta showed that she understood Brincastel's human emotions, which had given her this courage. Is there anything I can do? Please text an observer for my game. Sure. If you promise that you'll release Anjay if we take part in your game, that is. Of course. Without such a promise, We aren't obligated to go along with this farce in any way. You may not owe me anything, but you'll never see Anjay again. In that case, you can enjoy being branded as a loser for the next few centuries. Pato, don't provoke her. This isn't a fight we can back down from. Indeed. Now that a hostage had been taken, their ability to negotiate had disappeared. However, Lambda Delta was agreeing to become an observer if that would make Brinkastel promise to release Anjay. Unless she held Brinkastel to a promise like that, the latter would have nothing to lose. To make this final fight, Brinkastel wanted a proper one. Lambda Delta made her agree to this. Of course, Lambda. I promise. When the game ends, I'll release Anjay. Don't make a fool of me, okay? When I get shamed, I never let go of the one who did it until they regret it. Lambda Delta spoke in a soft, threatening tone. However, Brinkastel laughed lightly as though the look on Lambda Delta's face was merely cute. I swear it. I swear it on our friendship. Phew!
Ew.
Lambda Delta whistled and grinned. Apparently, this was the most reliable oath Brinkastel could utter. Okay. Lambda Delta nodded, looked between Battler and Brinkastel, and spoke. By the name of Lambda Delta, Wakes of Certainty, I accept the role of observer for your fight. Battler, Battle, you have no objections, right? Battler and Battle nodded at each other, and then nodded at Lambda Delta to show their determination. I'm so glad. We finally get to fight each other. I had a feeling I'd end up fighting you sooner or later. Since when? I'm not sure. It might have been before I even learned your name. Battler vaguely remembered her speaking to him, somewhere in an unconscious world he couldn't recall. At the time, it had sounded like she was giving him advice for his fight with Battle. But thinking back on it, there was a bit more to it than that. She might have been a cat fighting from the sidelines, too scared to go out into the bright sunlight. So, I had a vague premonition that, eventually, we would stand opposed to each other on the game board in some way. She was also one of the players. Now, at the very end, as the game board is being put away, she's finally found the courage to step up onto the stage. I'd like to accept your brave challenge. In the name of that courageous girl who was once your piece. I forced Erika to fight a duel. I wanted to win. And, even more strongly, I didn't want to lose. The fear of possibly tasting defeat tormented me. And, thinking back on it, I envied you two back then. Erika was a great piece of yours, and my rival. I won't forgive you for abandoning her in the end and burying her in the depths of oblivion. Just what do you want me to do? Apologize to Erika? Save Erika from the depths of oblivion, and invite her to this party. Save Erika? I feel the same as Battler. She was a piece who stood in opposition to us, but she was only faithfully fulfilling her role.
Yeah, we like Erika. Bring her back.
There can be no game without a rival. She remains our enemy, but she's also an important friend to us. Even though she made you suffer so much? Well, I invited you. We fought a fair fight. The outcome may have changed her fate, but now we've dueled each other. We'll always be friends. She let her fucking loose in here.
Like she's a rabid animal. I mean, she kind of is, I guess.
She's the most rabid animal of all these.
That's kind of true.
You want to be their friend too, don't you, Bern? That's why you want a fair fight with them now, isn't it? Are you laughing at me? We aren't. On the contrary, we welcome it. Even though I've taken a hostage? If you didn't, you probably wouldn't have been able to come up onto the stage.
I guess that's true. You make a good point.
The feral cat being this one, yeah. There had been no need to take a hostage. Battler and Beata had been more than willing to accept this final duel, if Brinka still wished it. It's like she was like a rabbit rat, and the feral cat was threatening to eat her if she didn't win.
It's like she was a raving rabbit or something.
No, that would be the Cheesters.
Oh, true.
Battler and Beata had been more than willing to accept this final duel if Brinka still wished it. Yeah, but she's shy, okay? She needs to do this whole hostage situation. She can't just come up and say, I want to play.
Can I play with you guys?
It was hard to make out anything from Brinkestell's silent expression. Fine. What's fine? I'll release Erika from the depths. I'm glad you decided to do this. Oh, yeah. For someone as proud as Bryn Castell, forgiving the peace who had caused her defeat should have been nearly unbearable. Badler knew this, so he realized how much this bit of compassion had cost Bryn Castell. Bryn Castell snapped her fingers, and a black cat slipped out of her shadow. I tossed her all the way into the deepest parts of oblivion. It might take her a while to get here. It matters not. There's no danger in the food and drink running out. Go, kitty. Guide that kid here. When she gave this order, the cat melted into the darkness, its bell jingling. I can hardly believe that you forgive Erika. I don't plan on forgiving her, so she's not my piece anymore. Anyone feel like picking her up? After all, you already picked up Leon and Will. Bryn Castell, you have my thanks. Okay, enough with the sentimentality. I already had as much as I can bear. Sure. Where will we have the game? As far as I care, we could have it here, without the noise or in the usual quiet spots. Lady Bryn Castell has already shown that she has the courage to stand before a great many people. There is no point in making her suffer any longer. Good point. Then let's go to the usual place. Any objections, Bern? None. Sorry, partygoers. We'll be heading out for a bit, but please continue to enjoy yourselves. Separ, 4-4, liven this place up. When Erika gets here, let's have everyone give her a warm welcome. Yes, Lady Lambda Delta. Your wish is our command. Now then, let us take her to the usual room, a fitting place for a battle of wits. When Madler snapped his fingers, space shattered. Oh, that wasn't a chapter break. They got us. They were now in the smoking room of the witches. The place where witches had once debated, schemed, and reasoned all they could. Bryn Castell had been invited there once again, and the final game would now begin. Do you have a game prepared? Of course. I worked hard in this game, and I'm pretty proud of it. So, Bern will be the game master, and Battler and Battle will be the players. I'm interested to see what sort of scenario Lady Bernkastel develops. We'll explain things with the blue truth, and you'll knock those down with the red truth. Are we okay with those rules? My game will be a simple one. It's just a quiz of guessing the culprits. I don't feel like trading red and blues with you. Oh. What kind of game will that be? Would you mind letting me have a look at it first? Bernkastel held her palm upwards, and a palely glowing fragment appeared there. Lambda Delta brushed it with her hand and shut her eyes. See? It's a simple game, isn't it? You're right. It's much more straightforward than the mind games these two played in the past. This isn't even a game about witches and humans anymore. That's right. This is a game about humans. What a surprise. The game we're created to combat Battle's fantasy is a genuine mystery. Please explain. It's extremely simple. You'll watch the tale Bern has prepared for you. There are several rules to it, but if you follow them as you read it through, it'll lead you to a single truth. In other words, an answer. So, it's an ordinary mystery novel? I see. In that case, there's no need for combat between red and blue truth. In Battle's games, the arguments had been about whether the story was a mystery or not. However, Bernkastel's game was a mystery. There was no need to argue over that from the start. Have you been caught out the motive and the tricks? There's only one question I'm asking you. Who done it?
I'm scared of why you might have called me here.
What a simple yet fitting game to conclude our fight. Yeah, we'll do this one real quick and then we'll get to why I called you.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, go ahead.
Perhaps. Maybe not. We'll see. Yeah.
Hey, Jam.
No cheap tricks. Hey, Jam. What's up? Just a stoically simple... stoically. This is the mystery for stoics.
Stoically.
This is a genuine duel. As the observer, I'll say this. This game is made to be solvable. In other words, I guarantee that it's a suitable setting for your duel. Bern, I know I keep on saying this, but are you really sure? Valor and Beatrice's relationship started because they both love mystery. I agree it's a pretty tricky scenario, but I'm not sure it'll be enough to stop these two. If my best tale can stop them, then what comes will come. The important thing is that Lady Bernkastel put everything she had into this game. You're right. Will that be enough to stump us? It's all the simple game is about. Thanks, Lambda. Thanks to you, we know that this duel will be a fair fight. You're welcome. I'm happy, too. It'll be an honor to witness Bern fighting this precious fight. I am also honored to have you as an opponent. Same here. I underestimated you. And I did it without even stepping onto the battlefield with you. Just thinking about it makes me want to vomit. So let me fight. Indeed. Show us what you've got. If I win, I'll be able to look down on you for real this time. And if I lose, I'll surely be reminded of the emotion I know I've forgotten. Indeed. Bernkastel, whether you end up winning or losing, I promise you one thing. What's that? When this duel is over, we'll be friends.
Uh-huh.
Enough of that, please. The sentimentality is killing me. Lambda clapped her hands. A pleasant sound rang out. Will you be the reader, Bern? Or shall I do that? I don't need a reader. Huh? I love that face.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's so Pikachu. A reader Miko can use her own voice to embellish or distort the tale. Even if there was no cheap trickery in my game. Yeah, it's that face. By having a reader, any amount of trickery could be added. Yes, that is true. That's another of the Game Master's privileges. I want to have a straightforward duel with you, so I don't need a reader. You can read this tale with your own eyes and ears. Are you sure? That means you've lost almost all of your advantages. Understood. You don't need a reader. We'll read the tale ourselves. If there is no reader, does that mean that there will be absolutely no falsehoods contained in the narrated text? We're ready, Brinkestelle. A showdown over a genuine mystery, without any cheap tricks. If we're gonna play fair and square, we'll challenge you head on too. Thank you. And I don't plan on losing either. No. That's no good, Lady Byrne. She's right. If you're a witch challenging us with a mystery, you can't have an attitude like that. Yeah, it's all useless. Brinkestelle, realizing what Battler and Battle were asking for, snorted. Lambda Delta nodded at her, telling her to enjoy this final duel to the fullest. What were you expecting? A happy mystery chat between humans and witches? Come on, don't make me laugh. Let's see if your cheery mysteries are any match for the one I prepared. Let's see what you got. We wouldn't have it any other way. Yes, we'll accept your challenge, Lady Brinkestelle, Witch of Miracles. Alright, time to start. I, Game Master Ushiromiya Battler, and Beatrice, the Endless Witch, will be your opponents. Don't start crying when we wipe the floor with you. Take this. Here's my mystery. Brinkestelle took a fragment containing the game and smashed it against the table, shattering it with a brilliant light as the game scenario laid itself out. She broke the table.
Our table! It's broken!
The curtain rose on the mystery Brinkestelle had created. No sound but that of the falling rain filled the room. It covered the tragic scene in the bloody dining hall. At some point, Anjay had fainted and fallen to the floor. Now her consciousness was slowly returning, forcing her to remember what had happened in this room. So, she reflexively averted her gaze even before the memory overtook her. 6 bodies lay in the blood-stained dining hall. Strangely enough, as her consciousness returned bit by bit, the terrifying scene before her seemed somehow less intense. This time, Anjay was able to look at the 6 corpses well enough to make out who they were. First, those are my own parents. They're a pitiful sight, colored bright red by the bloody makeup. And, lying next to them, are Uncle Hideyoshi and Aunt Eva. Uncle Hideyoshi, the uncle who always says funny things and makes me laugh. And Aunt Eva, the aunt who seems to be so fond of me. Genji-san, the servant, is lying over there. And the one lying right there is Aunt Rosa. 6 people, a full 6 people had their lives taken from them and are lying in this room. Maybe I cried myself out before I fell unconscious. The scene before me was still terribly painful, but I was somehow able to look at it without losing my head. I'd already felt all the sadness I could at my parents' deaths. The next emotion that rose up inside me was a desire to check and see that everyone else was okay. In that instant, I heard a scraping sound. Just as I was about to relax again, thinking I must have imagined it, I heard the same sound again. It was probably coming from the door. Someone was clawing at the door from the outside. Of course, I had no way of knowing who it was. However, for some reason, I was sure that it was that black cat scratching at the door. The black cat was telling me to leave this room. I understood and put my hand on the doorknob. I immediately noticed something odd. The door was locked. The same bad feeling I'd felt after being locked in the parlor crawled up my spine. However, unlike the time in the parlor, this door unlocked itself easily when I turned the knob. I unlocked it and slowly opened the door. Beyond the door, I could see the dimly lit hallway and a cat dashing down it away from me. Then, it stopped, its emerald eyes glittering in the darkness, as though it was waiting for me to follow. The hallway was dark and wrapped in an eerie silence. When the black cat saw that I was coming, it walked forward as if guiding me. I could hear nothing except the creaking of the floor, the bell of the cat, and the sound of the storm outside. The party is being held in the hall. I should be able to hear at least a little of the noise from this hallway. Maybe it got really late when I was unconscious in the dining hall. It was a reasonable conclusion. Then, we finally reached the main hall. The hall was frigid, and no trace of that party remains. Could all that fun have been just an illusion? The black cat's bell rang out. When I looked up, I saw that it had its feet on the stairway to the second floor, urging me to follow it. Are you going to the second floor? The black cat seemed to nod, then silently went up the stairs. Guests were allowed to go wherever they wanted on the first floor. But the second floor was Kras's family's house, and I remembered getting in trouble for trying to go up there. However, at that moment, I couldn't think of any options other than following that cat. I walked along the dark park hallway with the black cat. Eventually, we reached one of the doors. The black cat scratched at the door, then turned to look at me. It must have been telling me to open it. Okay, I'll open it for you. I put my hand on the doorknob and felt the resistance of a lock again. This door is locked. I turned around to tell the cat this, but inexplicably, a single key lay right in front of the cat. Anjay picked it up and stuck it in the keyhole. As she did, she finally noticed something strange with her fingertips. Blood. Somehow, Anjay's fingertips had been stained red with blood. She let out a short cry, and the key slipped out and fell to the ground. She finally realized, in the darkness, she hadn't noticed before. The black cat's key was covered with blood. The emotions that had gone numb in Anjay sprang back. A terrified scream rang out through the dark hallway. Even so, Anji would eventually open that door. That door led to Natsui's room. Natsui's room was a terrible mess. Blankets and sheets were torn. Cosmetics and books lay all over the place, as though a typhoon had just ripped through it. And there were corpses. Krau's and Natsui's corpses lay sprawled on the floor. Very shortly, Anji will step into this room. She will then scream in terror once more. And it isn't limited to the dining hall in Natsui's room. In the stormy rose garden, Shannon's tragic corpse lies exposed. Partway down the path to the rose garden is Jessica's corpse. When Anji finds that, she'll probably dash crying and screaming into the guest house. And death awaits her inside the guest house as well. Just inside the front door is Nanjo's corpse. In the servant room nearby, even Goda and Kumasawa lie dead. The total number of corpses is 13. A full 13 corpses are waiting for Anji. They wait in the mansion and the guest house on this desolate Rokkenjima. For Anji, exposed to the wind and rain tormented by thunder, to find them. She will have to solve it by herself.
Yeah, she's a smart kid. She can do it.
She can do it. The first Twilight. The tragedy of the first Twilight was discovered at 6 in the morning on the following day. Goda, who had woken up to get breakfast ready, went to check on the adult siblings, who had remained in the dining hall since the previous night because of the family conference. Tell us about when you discovered the crime. Oh?
Oh?
The dining hall was locked up. Of course, there is a lock on the doors to the dining hall, but they usually remain unlocked. I knocked, but there was no answer. That's when I arrived. I recommended that we try unlocking the door, just in case. When I unlocked the door with a master key, a terrifying sight awaited me inside. Heba-sama, Hideyoshi-sama, Rudolph-sama, Hideya-sama, Rosa-sama, and Genji-san. 6 people in all were lying there, covered in blood. Great tumult followed. Everyone gathered in the dining hall. I don't want to remember it. The sight of all the sobbing children crouched over the corpses of their own parents. Just in time for Purple. Hello.
Hi, Cammy.
And by back, I mean here. She's back. There was a chance they might have been alive still. Everyone was shaking them desperately. But it was no use. Each of the children confirmed the deaths of their own parents. Dr. Nanjo and I confirmed that Genji-sama was dead. Such a gruesome way to be killed. No one is going to mistakenly confirm a death. Even those other than myself. It looks like all the victims died instantly. After inspecting the interior of the dining hall, we determined that all the doors and windows had been locked, making it a closed room. And nothing suspicious was found inside the dining hall. Of course, there was no one hiding in the dining hall either. Naturally. All of us are here right now. It's clear that no one is hiding. But Dad, if that's true, it doesn't make sense. 6 people were killed and the dining hall is a closed room. How could someone have killed him and escaped? I'd rather not think of it. But perhaps the servants with their master keys are the most suspicious. They killed the 6, then left and locked the door with their master keys. It's a logical theory. Hey! That's absurd! Since there was no chance of the culprit hiding inside the dining hall, it made sense to assume that the culprit locked the door after committing the murder and exiting the room. It was only natural that the servants, with their master keys, would fall under suspicion. And sadly enough, none of the servants had an alibi. Then again, it wasn't only the servants. Everyone else lacked an alibi as well. Is there any way to lock up from the outside without a master key? No, there isn't. That's not enough. I'll say it with the red truth. All doors can only be locked or unlocked with a master key. Of course, it is possible to lock or unlock the doors from the inside the room even without a master key. There you have it. Any other questions? Shouldn't there be keys to each individual room, in addition to the master keys? Normally, those would exist. However, they make the game more complicated, so I've eliminated them. So only master keys, huh? Red truth. We'll consider master keys to be the only keys that exist. In other words, all of the locks that appear in this game can only be locked or unlocked by master keys. That's what it means. It really is a simple game. In that case, we should now check the number of master keys and who holds them. There are 5 master keys total. One is held by each of the 5 servants. The keys will be managed in a special way. The servants keep master keys on their person at all times, so it is impossible for them to be stolen, handed over, or used by any human other than themselves. What the heck? Now they're sounding less like keys and more like a fingerprinting system. That's an interesting metaphor. In other words, in the world of this game, it isn't the master keys, but the 5 servants themselves that can lock or unlock doors. We tried to retrieve Genji-san's master keys, but had no luck. To guard against trouble later on, we destroyed Genji's master key. This was the crime of the first Twilights. The scene was the locked closed room of the dining hall. None of the servants holding master keys had alibis. Then again, no one else had an alibi either. The second Twilight.
The second Twilight.
Everyone returned to the parlor to discuss what should be done next. Phones were out, so they couldn't contact the police. Was a mysterious culprit hiding away somewhere, planning to attack their next victim at this very moment? Or was the culprit in here with them, mentally sticking out their tongue and tasting their next prey? None of them had alibis, and any of them could have been a culprit. However, that tense feeling didn't last long. By midday, everyone got tired of arguing, and they decided to take a break. Krause and Natsu announced that they wanted to talk with each other alone and went up to the second floor. That was the beginning, and after that, everyone went their separate ways now and then, such as to head to the bathroom or gaze at the endless rain. However, no matter how much time passed, Kraus and Natsuki were the only ones who didn't return. Calls were sent to both Kraus and Natsuki's rooms using the extension phone line, but there was no answer. New moon. Something might have happened. A second twilight has hit the bookstore. Everyone headed to Kraus and Natsuki's room together. And in Natsuki's room, they found Kraus and Natsuki lying sprawled on the floor.
Madam's room was locked. It's just like the dining hall.
After getting everyone's permission, I unlocked the door. Kraus-sama and Natsuki-sama lay sprawled on the floor inside the room. Dr. Nando checked their pulse, and then he announced that the two of them had died instantly.
Correct. I confirmed both of their deaths. There can be no doubt that they died instantly.
I searched all over the room, looking for a clue. In the end, I found that the windows and doors had all been locked, making it a closed room.
Another closed room. The servants all have master keys, so we'll be suspected again. But have no fear. After Madame began to suspect us, we started keeping an eye on each other.
All of us servants were together the whole time. All of us servants can prove an alibi for all of the other servants. Now that's interesting. So, you're saying that this closed room is even more complete? In the case of the first closed room, no one had an alibi. So, for this closed room, all of them had alibis. In this world, the servants themselves become living master keys. Since those servants had perfect alibis, it was impossible to lock Natsuki's room.
We decided to preserve the crime scene as it was.
We put packing tape all over the outside of the doors and windows, sealing them. I'm sure the culprit left some sort of clue in this room. We made sure that no one would be able to enter or leave until the police arrived. Then, we did the same to the dining hall. We also sealed the dining hall in the same way.
We reached the conclusion that the entire mansion itself should be preserved. We also sealed the mansion itself, and all of us took refuge in the guest house.
The whole mansion? Every window?
Every window. They sealed the whole mansion? Packing tape on all the windows? They even used the ladder for the windows on the 3rd floor?
With a swimsuit?
The game would get complicated otherwise, so I've simplified it. All of the windows had steel bars in them, so it's impossible to enter or leave by them. Therefore, we'll say that they can seal the whole mansion by sealing the 2 doors. The front one and the back one. Got it. That makes it easy. What do you think? Actually killing the 2 people in Natsuki's room would be easy. Someone just had to knock and get them to open the door. However, they couldn't lock it afterwards. Only the servants can lock doors. But all of the servants had alibis. Unless the servants are all in on it together. More importantly, the first twilight has been suspicious. Do you think that one of the 6 who died in the dining hall was actually alive and committed the crime? It's because of Erika. I can't help but be suspicious when people are examining corpses. So, you think that one of the first 6 victims was alive? Yeah. And afterwards they killed Kraus and Natsuki. Then they locked the door from the inside, hid inside the room, and found a good chance to escape. That theory does make logical sense. I'll say it in red. The culprit of the first twilight really did kill 6 people. Then, I'll take a shot with a blue truth. Here is the true nature of this closed room. The culprit locked the door from the inside, then hid in Natsui's room. Then, after everyone left, they found an opportunity to escape. Sure, I'll deny that in red. The group sealed to your room at the same time they left. No culprit joined the group as they left. Also, all of the seals on Natsui's room, the dining hall, and the mansion itself will not be broken. In other words, you can't use that trick where they hide under the bed and slip out later. Interesting. Nice going, Brinkestell. Thanks. This was the crime of the second Twilight. The scene was Natsui's room, a locked-closed room. This time, all of the servants with master keys have alibis. The whole group, realizing the dangers of being inside the mansion, took shelter in the guest house. The fourth Twilight.
I want you to also this no third Twilight.
No, that one is omitted.
Oh, okay, cool. I want you to know this whole time I've just been listening to Birth of a New Witch.
That's fine.
Yeah, it fits, I think.
Right now, Happy Maria is playing.
Okay, I can put that on.
Instrumental.
But even when Anje was going around finding all of the corpses, the bodies, it was still Birth of a New Witch.
I mean, it gives the impression that the party is going somewhere else, you know?
Mm-hmm. Ding, 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 ding.
All those who took refuge in the guest house decided to hole up in there until the typhoon passed. There, if everyone watched everyone else, they should be able to prevent further crimes both from inside and outside. However, they wouldn't be able to keep it up without any breaks until the typhoon passed. Once again, their actions left the weak point open, and they were faced with yet another tragedy. You idiots! Shannon-chan and Kanon-kun went outside on an errand and still haven't come back. George Nisan got upset, so you all went outside to look for them. We found Shannon-chan lying there in the rose garden. Oh, poor Shannon-chan. I prayed she was still alive. However, I was forced to acknowledge that she was dead. Of course. I also examined her and confirmed her death. When the two of them left, we were busy checking the locks around the guest house. So, not one of us has an alibi. Me? Kill her? How could I have killed her? That's right. George Oni-chan couldn't kill her. Oh. Later on, we learned that George Nisan alone had an alibi. At the very least, George Nisan couldn't possibly have killed Shannon. To turn it around, anyone other than George Aniki could have killed her. To prevent the culprit from using it for any mischief, we destroyed the Master Key Shannon's son had on the spot.
To turn what around, Battler? Said to turn it around. What are we turning around?
He doesn't want to say. He got shy.
He's shy. Yeah.
Why did you turn it around? Nothing.
Never mind. You wouldn't get it.
At the time Shannon is killed, Ganon goes missing forever. From now on, Ganon is treated as being killed. Also, Ganon's Master Key is treated as being destroyed. Well, I thought it'd be rude, so I kept quiet about it. But that's what happens when Shannon dies. I like they refuse to explain why.
Yeah.
It's like
No, it just happened.
You should know why. If you don't know, start over. Start over. Go back to the beginning of umineko. Go back to episode 1 and read everything again. In other words, we can interpret this as Shannon and Kanon being killed at the same time. Even though we're missing a corpse. That's right.
I like that Beato is the one asking this. Huh, interesting. So, if Shannon dies, then that we can also consider Canon dead. Okay, just making sure.
Okay, weird. A little bit weird.
Weird, I didn't... Okay, that's strange. I wouldn't have thought of that. A little bit weird.
Looks like the crimes are moving along. This was the crime of the Forest Twilight. The scene was the Rose Garden. There were no locks or doors. It wasn't a closed room. Or was it? No, it wasn't. So the Master Cube was no longer a factor. Then, the pace of the crimes began to accelerate. As it usually goes, yeah. The 5th Twilight and 6th Twilight. Sorry guys, no 6th and 7th Twilight at the same time. Better luck next time. Everyone took shelter in the guest house. This is a 5-6 game. They carefully sealed all doors and windows, locking themselves in a closed room. However, several closed room murders had already occurred. Could locking themselves in a closed room do anything more than invite another tragedy? Oh right, I forgot. They skipped the 3rd Twilight because the 3rd Twilight is Praise My Name. Nobody dies in that one.
Oh, right.
I always forget. After arguing fiercely in the custody room about finding the culprits, they decided that they should double-check Nanjo, Kumasawa, and Goda's testimony. They should just put it in a parenthesis. The 3rd Twilight is Praise My Name. Moving on. And there, they learned that the tragedy had occurred once more.
The miracle didn't happen. Or it did, I don't know.
We need to ask the experts.
In both Koda-san's and Kumasawa-san's cases, such wounds would have resulted in instant deaths. I think. Such a gruesome way to die.
Like hell you could survive with wounds like this. Koda-san and Kumasawa-san are both dead. Well, we have been busy keeping a lookout and locking up and all that. Once again, none of us has an alibi.
That's not true. Look. If they were killed in that way...
This song, I think, is Black Liliana, the one that's playing right now. It's one of the awesome 3/4 songs.
For those who don't know, I can't hear the game, sadly. It's okay. It's okay. I blame Steve Jobs.
Distress noises. If they were killed in that way, the culprit would definitely have gotten blood to batter on themselves. But Dr. Nanjo and all the cousins have no blood spatter on them. All of us, in other words, the 4 cousins and Dr. Nanjo couldn't have killed Goda-san or Kumasawa-san. In that case, it's clear that the culprit is someone other than us.
I guess that someone might have snuck in, so I checked around, but the guest house was still completely locked up. Perhaps the culprit has a master key after all.
That's impossible. No master keys exist anymore except the 2 keys on the 2 people who lie dead here. Since the 2 master keys that exist are held here inside the guest house, that makes this guest house a perfect closed room. Well, since someone's dead, it obviously wasn't perfect. This was the crime of the 5th and 6th Twilights. The scene was the closed room known as the guest house. Goda's and Kumasawa's master keys were also destroyed, meaning that all master keys had now been lost. Now, no one can break into this closed room guest house. At least, that should have been the case. The 7th Twilight.
Huh.
I don't remember what this song is called.
It's okay, I'll listen to Black Liliana a bit more.
It's fitting for this, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember when this song plays. It's the theme of one of the new fantasy characters, but I don't remember which one. Maybe it's from Separa and 4-4's theme? I don't remember. That would make sense. I think it is. Because the introduction of... what's her name? Gap is Happy Maria. And the one for Beatrice is Golden Pipe, and I don't remember what the other one is called, but it's not this one. So I think this one is Separa and 4-4's theme. Well, it's not their theme, but it's the music that plays when they show up.
Mm-hmm.
This time, Dr. Nanjo was killed. Finally. He died in the entrance. All of the... It feels like the game doesn't start until Nanjo dies. It was far too foolish of him to come here alone to check that everything was locked. He's dead. He's been killed. Yeah. What the hell? Even I can say for sure that this was an instant death. Everything is locked up perfectly. How did it happen if this is a closed room? That means the culprit is one of us. Impossible. Judging by the circumstances, Maria, Batter, George Nisan, and I all couldn't have killed Dr. Nanjo. In the first place, no one could kill Dr. Nanjo inside the guest house. And look at this. Simply put, this is proof that Dr. Nanjo didn't leave the guest house. That means no one could kill Dr. Nanjo, right? So how was he killed? No one could answer that innocent question. This was the 7th Twilight. Once again, the crime scene was the closed room known as the guest house. Various bits of evidence made this crime scene even more impossible. Then, the tragedy reached the 8th Twilight, the final one. The 8th Twilight. The Twilight of the Golden Witch, episode 8. Whoa!
Whoa!
By now, it was clear that holding up wouldn't keep them safe. Jessica might have chosen anger as a way to numb her fear. She flew out of the guest house in a rage. I want to say this song is Rurair, but I can't say for sure until the beat drops.
Okay, take your time.
I think it is Rurair. R-U-R-A-I-R. Rurair.
Oh yeah, there it is.
She flew out of the guest house in a rage, searching for the culprit that surely hid somewhere outside. George, Badler, and Maria hurriedly chased after her. Then, outside the building, they found Jessica lying on the ground. It was, as anyone could tell at a glance, a gruesome corpse.
Poor Jessica-chan. She probably died instantly.
There's no way anyone could live through this. The three of us were together the whole time. George, Aniki, Maria, and I couldn't have killed Jessica. Yeah, the three of us couldn't have killed Jessica.
As if Maria-chan could kill someone. Maria-chan couldn't kill anyone.
Thanks. George Oni-chan couldn't kill an adult.
An adult?
He could kill a kid, though. Like me. I don't understand it at all. What the hell is going on here? This was the 8th Twilight. The crime scene was outside. However, the three who chased after Jessica had alibis. George, Battler, and Maria couldn't have killed Jessica. So, is there really someone hiding on this island apart from the Ushinomiya family? The curtain is lowered on this tale. For now.
For now.
That's all for my tale. And right now there's no music.
What did you think, everyone, of my story?
It's pretty well made. If you had a full-on reader, it'd stand up well against Beata's games. I agree there. You did a good job. Well, the real work comes from taking this, reading it, and making it worthy of proper theater going. Still, I'm stumped. I like that. It's a little bit gormless, but yeah. It's missing a little bit of the sauce.
A bit sauceless.
On the face of it, the culprit has to be some mysterious person outside the Ushinomiya family. And that would be the same as acknowledging the existence of a witch. We can also suspect the existence of some accomplices aiding the culprits. By the way, what's that purple text all about? Oh yeah, a new rule?
Purple?
I call them purple statements. Yay! It's a rule I made to make the story a bit easier to follow. It's like red, but it's purple because I prefer purple. Just think of the purple statement as important spoken statements. Oh, okay.
No red?
In other words, you might be able to ignore the spoken statements that are in purple. Oh, well, that's nice of you. Then, are the purple statements as reliable as red truth? Yes. You can think of the purple statements as having the same power as red truth. However, there's one exception. A culprit can tell lies with purple statements. I see. To turn it around, anyone who isn't the culprit can tell lies. Purple statements. This seemed to be the key to Lady Berncastell's game. Yeah, that's right. I'll explain the rules. The definition of culprit is one who murders. It is possible for a culprit to lie. It is possible for a culprit to lie even before committing the murder. Characters who are not culprits only speak the truth. Characters who are not culprits may not cooperate with the culprits. Okay, so none of that nonsense going on in the actual games.
Interesting.
None of that. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Natsuhi's lying like hell because he's trying to hide that Kinso is dead, even though that has nothing to do with the murders. A culprit must carry out all murders directly, by their own hands. A culprit must not die. A culprit must not be among the characters appearing in the story.
There must be.
Oh, must be. Must not be. Wow.
It must not be.
Impossible to solve.
It was a witch.
Purple statements are as absolute as red truth. However, the culprit alone may lie with purple statements. That's all. The definition of culprit is one who murders. Makes sense. It is possible for a culprit to lie. That seems reasonable enough too. It is possible for a culprit to lie even before committing murder. Well, no surprises there. Characters who are not culprits only speak the truth. How convenient. Characters who are not culprit may not cooperate with the culprit, right? So, the culprit can make accomplices tell lies to match their version of events. Damn. My guess was that someone manufactured an alibi to cover for the culprit, but... too bad. A culprit must carry out all murders directly, by their own hands. In other words, there are no remote or indirect methods of murder, like traps. A culprit must not die. In other words, they can't commit murder, form a closed room, then commit suicide inside it. Doesn't that also mean that dead people can't be culprits? That's a simple yet vital piece of information. A culprit must be among the characters appearing in the story. So this is about some mysterious stranger who's snuck onto the islands. The appearing characters are the same old 17 people after Kinso is removed. Oh, we're even removing Kinso.
Wow.
No one else appears in the story, so no one else matters. Purple's statements are as absolute as red truths. However, the culprit alone may lie with Purple's statements. Now here's a troublesome one. It might be the heart of this game. Does that cover all of this game's basic rules? Besides that, I guess there's only... The reader will tell no lies. In other words, outside of spoken statements, there are no lies in the narration. I could have added that stuff if I wanted, but it'd be a pain to make things complicated. So, you willingly abandon the witch's privileges. You seem quite confident. She probably plans to win despite that. It's all from me. I don't intend to give you any more hints or answer any more questions. As the observer, I'll proclaim this once again. I guarantee that it's possible to pinpoint the culprit with this information. Okay, got it. I can't wait to get started. I can't believe the two of us are going to take on the same mystery together once more. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is a real game between you and me. I recommend finding some paper and something to write with.
Oh, man.
That is, if you really intend to fight me. If you do get completely stuck, maybe you should ask Tante. No, you can't ask Tante anymore. Maybe you should listen in on Battler and Bato's reasoning. We'll have those be hints for when you get absolutely stumped and can't move forward. Who are they talking to? Still,
I don't know.
I'd rather fight you one-on-one. If you plan to enjoy our little duo, then try defeating me by your own power alone, without relying on hints. Okay, let's enjoy ourselves, shall we? Enjoy this game that I've created, just for you.
Oh.
And here we
Okay.
are.
Here we are. This is
This is
as
it.
soon as Bern Castell was like, I have a game and I've simplified it. I'm like, uh-oh, I think I know what's coming.
Well,
Okay.
what's the answer? Ah.
What the?
To whittle like 3 hours and 3 guesses to this in sheer few cents.
No, but you gotta hear all the dialogue. That's my excuse.
That's true. That's how I do it in Ace Attorney. Sometimes you know exactly what to present immediately, but you gotta hear all the presses.
Yeah.
You can't not hear all the presses.
She's giving the air fryer stare. Okay. So there's some options here. I have MS Paint open.
Kami, do you know what this song is called? Because I don't remember.
So I can get my soundtrack straight.
It sounds very similar to the song they give to Erika in episode 6, but it's not the same song. Or maybe it is. Let me see how it develops. You're opening MS Paint, you're opening Excel,
I got MS Paint open.
you're opening the graphing software.
I got my graphing calculator, my Texas Instruments. I got my abacus.
Everybody that's okay, no, I think it is the same song that they play when Erika is battling Batu in episode 6, because there's the far leitmotif. And then it's gonna move on to the I think.
I'm just gonna put on the Leighton puzzle music. Okay, well, I guess I'll do this. Also, I didn't notice this last time. There's on my Windows 11 version of MS Paint, there's a co-pilot button. What the hell? Can I get rid of this shit?
No.
On MS Paint?
What the hell are you gonna do with that?
I have layers, but I have layers. Here's the thing, though. I have layers in MS Paint. That's the crazy thing.
That is pretty crazy.
Okay, so I'm guessing read again.
It's called Resurrect Replayer.
Okay,
Thank you, Kami.
thank you, Candy.
By the way, everybody who's finished reading Umineko and solving it is doing this face at you right now, bud. Everybody's staring at you like Burn. Oh, Resurrected Replayer. There you go.
Resurrected replay. Got it.
I am in fact doing this face.
Oh, this one. Okay. I feel like anytime I would like say a theory to Fire Mountain, and then she'd be like, why do you think that? She was making this face the entire time.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing read again just does the whole thing again.
I don't
Which is
think
probably...
so. I don't think so. Let me see.
Okay.
I believe it. It's you can choose any Twilight you want.
Oh, okay, okay. I mean, I think they explain the rules, but can you look at show rules anyway?
It's these.
Okay, that's this.
And this part is important.
Mm-hmm.
Select the culprits. So
Oh, I see.
So whoever you select is gonna go in red. and then once you have final answer, you hit confirm. And if it's wrong, well, you're wrong. I don't remember if I used hints for this, but I do remember I got it first try. So it must have taken me a little while to get it first try. But I don't remember if I used clues.
Anje's not on here. That's important to know. There's no Anje. There's no Kinzo.
No Anje,
There's
no Kinzo.
no. There's no Maria's dad.
Nope.
Um.
No Erika.
No Erika. No Beato. And then, okay, let's look at... Can I look at the rules one more time? Just double check that I got everything.
If you
It'll
guess
play the
wrong,
first,
it'll play the first unread hint.
Oh.
If we keep going
Cover
until
is-
like 4, 3 a.m., we can we can call Iceby and say, oh, enough of those ruined puzzles. Come solve this one.
Culprit is defined as one who murders. It is possible for a culprit to lie. It's possible for a culprit to lie even before committing murder. Characters who are not culprits only speak the truth. Characters who are not culprits may not cooperate with a culprit. Culprit must carry out all murders directly. Culprit must not die. Culprit must be among the characters appearing in the story. Purple statements are as absolute as red truths. However, a culprit and only a culprit may lie. With purple statements, outside of spoken statements, there are no lies in the narration.
Hey, then maybe I didn't read all the hints, because Cammy's saying that, yeah, the hint literally gives it away. So, I remember that when I saw that, I felt at least a little bit smart, so I probably didn't use all the hints.
Okay, so the first thing I notice here is there is nothing that is telling you that there is only one culprit. And I'm gonna ask you to do something in a second, because it says a culprit, not the culprit. And it says culprits cannot cooperate with non-culprits, but that would mean that culprits can cooperate with each other. Also, culprits may lie. That doesn't mean that culprits have to lie. Because that's like the liar puzzles that Ava likes, right? Where the person who's lying is lying. It's not they might be lying.
Yeah, when you think about it, this was the puzzles were warm up for this.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that.